Which one do you want to talk about first?
Starbucks.
Oh, we gotta talk about the Starbucks because that was a highlight.
It was good times.
It was really good
Peak
time.
Starbucks. That's
To my right, about 15 feet away, his shoulders were every bit of 4 foot wide. When I turned my headlamp, I turned my headlamp on as I turned, and as I turned,
Way to go, Pax! Oh, we got our own show. Hey! Oh yeah! Hey, welcome to the Animal Show. We can do whatever we want.
Well, that's right, Jim. We're getting crazy on the Animal Podcast.
We are not alone in this world. We are being watched. Join me on Animal Paranormal Live.
Hey, this is the ghost host Sophia Temprelli, and you are watching the Animal Podcast Show.
Hey, we are live. This is the Animal on Animal podcast show. Thank you so much for joining me. We are here live at the Riddle House right now with Paranormal Warparty. So the one and only Warparty here. So welcome, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Thanks for inviting me. This place is amazing. Just like my daughter was here sitting next to me and she was smelling booze. Oh, yeah. It was weird. She's like, "Do you smell that?" And I was like, "Dude, what the heck is going on? I like smell booze here," and I'm like, "No one's drinking around me," but it's just really cool. But just
Got a good story about that.
yeah, just the activity, guys. Here, just this place, like just this room right here, you could feel
I
it.
almost want goosebumps.
It's so much activity. We saw balls of light in here and just weird feelings. Tell me a little bit about actually, before we talk about this place, tell me a little bit about you guys and how you started. And I know that one of the founders here, bless her soul, she's a really amazing person. I met her in Arcadia.
Okay.
That's where I met you guys up there in the Opera House. So let me tell me how you guys started a little bit and tell the audience.
So, Warparty Paranormal has been around for about 8 years. Our co-founder, John Zapp Adderall, and God rest her soul, Marla Scotty Burns, they created the team. To a team where there's no really a leader. Everyone's a leader. Everyone participates, gets involved, and also to help people who are having problems in the paranormal. We're not for profit, so we don't charge a dime. And then we do events at places like this, at the Riddle House, to spread the word out, to let people know. That's how we get some of our cases.
And you know, every dime from the events that we do go right back to the locations. Like, we don't make anything from it. We do it because we love it.
It's a fundraiser.
You know, and you know, I mean, look at this place. Like, you know, who wouldn't want to try to contribute to like to keep these places alive, because you know they're going out. You know.
Yeah.
And it's a sad thing is, like, on our way here, I saw so many abandoned places that have so much opportunity and so much that could be haunted there, and just the story behind it. And it's like, and they're just falling apart and no one's doing anything about it. And it's like, they're like, oh, just knock it down, you know? Right. And I love history, and history is my life. And I live and breathe history. I could watch a history channel all day if I wanted to, but I can't because I got family, and I love my family more. But yeah, guys, that's awesome, man. Just what you guys do and all the places. I've been watching you guys for a while, and I watch your shows and stuff like that. It's really awesome, guys, what you guys do, and I really appreciate it. Again, thank you for having me and my daughter here, and it's a blessing to come here. But tell me a little bit about this place where we're at. Actually, this room we're at. 'Cause you kind of told me a little bit about some.
Well, the energy hit you, like slapped you in the face when you walked in here, right? It's crazy. Like, you can still feel it. Like, I almost feel like I'm gonna have goosebumps soon.
This is definitely one of those houses.
These are history buff, by the way.
One of them. But definitely one of those houses on this property that's like you just feel it as soon as you walk in. And in this room, especially where we're at right now, in fact, where we're sitting right now is actually where they used to have the bodies in the caskets, because this used to be a funeral parlor.
We don't know how many bodies have passed through this room.
Yeah.
Yep.
So where we're sitting, where we're at right now, is actually where the caskets would have been.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Plus,
crazy.
there's been some tragedies that happened here. There
Yeah.
was a 6-year-old boy named Jacob on the second floor, had an accident and fell out of the window and died. We still communicate with him. And then the most famous story is Joseph was a funeral worker, and he was accused of stealing, supposedly.
Right.
And he hung himself in the third floor attic. And this show was in one of the episodes for Ghost Adventures.
Yeah, I remember.
Season 1, episode 3. And they were getting a lot of interaction with him, and that's the real deal. I mean, Joseph, that's where we get most of our activity. He hates men.
Yeah.
Wow.
So hopefully he doesn't mess up your show. But he loves women, and you smell, your daughter smelled booze.
Yep.
Well, he loves whiskey and bourbon.
Yeah.
And maybe you smelt it for a reason. Maybe.
Yeah, in fact, I've brought him in the past a bottle of gin to use as like a trigger object.
Yeah.
Up to the attic, and it was the nicest day that I think I've ever had with him, because he was so kind. Like coming through the night, because otherwise with him we get a lot of FUs and all the whole kind of nasty. He called one of our guests tonight a C word.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So it's starting, and it doesn't matter what time.
Quite a personality.
Yeah.
Joseph's around.
Wow.
Overlooking his place, man.
That's crazy, man. What about the history of all around? There's a church here. There's a bait shack. There's a hunting shack. There's a firehouse.
Well,
the murder house.
Yeah, murder house. Like,
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to go to a murder house, right? But yeah, we're in West Palm Beach. We're at Yesteryear Village. It's a living museum. And basically what it is, it's like a little town.
Yeah.
And all these buildings that you see here were located all over Florida.
All over Palm Beach County.
Yeah.
All right.
And they were in ruins, and some of them were going to be demolished, but they rescued those buildings, brought them here, and restored them to their glory. Yeah. And I don't know, it's almost like a portal, right? Like even the security guards see like shadow figures.
Well, imagine, like you have all these buildings from all over. There's so much history within each building. Each has its own story, and I know that I've experienced it. I know that you probably experienced it, but I feel like that some of the spirits here, they actually like to travel within the other houses. Because I'll get EVPs in, let's say the Southern Bell Museum. That it's like, who are you? And it's Joseph. And he's calling you an asshole, or and it's like, yep, that's him. And you're in a completely opposite side of this park. Essentially. So
well, the thing is that we've been here so many times, and these are people. They're just physically, they're bodily challenged. So we built after all the times of investigating, you build relationships, and to the point where like our co-founder's out. To give you an example, we're in the children's room, and he's like, "Hey, Robert, why don't I send Eric up there and lock you up with him?" And I swear on my life, 3 times in a row, it said, "F you, Eric, F you, F you."
I gotta go up there now. I want to check.
You hear that, Joseph? We're setting up Joss.
Well, I got a question here from Damien, a really amazing guy. He's from other side of the world, Scotland. How many people are on site at the moment, and do you all move around each person one location?
Yeah, like how many buildings we have open for tonight?
Tonight's a little different. Tonight's a private team event.
Yeah.
It's just us and friends.
And we invite other teams.
Right. So we have
Para-Unity in the house.
Right. We have
That's
we have
awesome.
5 houses open right now.
Yeah.
We're about I want to say close to 15 on property.
Yeah.
Each of them, like I said, with their own personality. But we decided tonight let's open up just our more heavy hitters. And these are also the houses that we do use on rotation when we do our public events. Because we hold public ghost hunting events here at Yesteryear Village, and we do it generally
What's up, James?
within about 4 different houses. And then we'll rotate every 45 minutes, give people, some good time in between. We have to do it that way just because the size of this place.
Yeah.
To try to keep everybody, if it was two houses next to each other, it'd be, everybody just go where you want to go.
Wow.
And it's interactive. We have our
Yeah.
equipment all over the place.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
get people involved. A lot of people are like, you want to try to do an EVP session? I'm only watching. Like, Joe's behind him, push him. You're doing it. But it's very interactive, so people get to see like what we do and actually see live evidence.
And the cool thing is, after the show tonight, I'm gonna go live, possibly, and we're gonna be checking out some cool places in the Riddle House, maybe in the attic if we get it unlocked.
If we
And
could get that.
yeah,
Yeah, we're working on getting the key. But
Yeah.
this actually, to me, and then I think Joe would
just
agree,
this room.
this isn't the most active place.
No, was it? You said we were saying the firehouse.
Firehouse is probably the most active, in my opinion.
So for me, it's the Southern Bell Museum. That's like one of the places that I feel like I have just this connection with whoever's in there. And it lights up for me every time. Like I'll come here to the Riddle House, and there's times I get absolutely nothing. I mean, it's ghost hunting, so
Yeah.
But Bell House, that place for me, anytime I walk into there, like it's lit. Like
Wow.
And the Bell House is a museum for telephone. Alexander Bell.
Well, Southern Bell. Then it became Bell South. Then it became
Bell South, AT&T.
Right. So it's literally a bunch of switchboards. There's old phone books that literally has like the Breakers Hotel in West Palm Beach, like code is 001.
Wow.
Like it's really cool to be able to to come in and touch the history.
Yeah.
It's not just like stand behind a rope and look. Like no, like you can actually interact with the environment.
Man.
And I think that adds to when you're doing a paranormal investigation, like to actually be able to interact with the environment around you. It just gives that extra little like oomph, to make that connection when
Well, we're all charged up tonight because there's been lightning storms. So
Yeah, it's been raining like crazy.
I mean,
so
we had like 10 people here, and you could just feel the vibe.
Oh, dude,
and
just be
things
able
were
to.
happening.
Like I said, that whiskey smell. Like my daughter caught it first, and she's very sensitive because our house is haunted, and we've had a lot of crazy activity happen in our house. Doors shutting open by themselves, food being planted in the middle of the floor, weird stuff. But I got a question here from Damien again. He's an awesome guy. Yeah. He loves questions, and his question here: do you monitor health stats of investigators also to see if any activity triggers body responses?
Well, yeah, in a way, yes.
Yes. And we're actually gearing towards a lot more of that, especially the more we're building equipment as well, because we want to test certain things. Like it's, we don't want to just use a regular REM pod and go, okay, it beeped up, it lit up. I have sensors that I've built that, kind of work like an EDI. So it's like a ball, it's a motion sensor. And when it rolls, it also records temperature, humidity, and pressure changes as well. So we have something that we could come back to on a log later on and go, okay, this coincided on video at this time, and it lines right up with the time that we got that EVP, where we also got this other monitor hit. We've started doing
the Delco Delco session.
Oh yeah.
So I love our team because we got people on our team that are we're always pushing the envelope when it comes to experimentation and sensory deprivation. For people that are in the chat and are watching, if you heard of the Delco goggles, that was developed from one of our teammates, Michael Del Coro. And basically, it's a sensory deprivation experiment based off the Estes method. But the only thing that's different...
Well, it's based off the Gansfeld experiment.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like with the Gansfeld, people don't know, it was they used to tape ping pong balls over somebody's eyes, shine a red light, and it would just be pure white noise playing. So, this is kind of like a take on that.
The Estes without the blindfold, but putting the goggles.
With the red light.
So now we're even pushing it to the limit where we'll have a heart monitor like on your finger. And weird things has been happening with that too. And now we're doing, I can't remember the name. Transcranial electronic stimulation.
Right,
wow.
Where we're doing the Delco experiment with sensors on your brain.
Wow.
That's sending electric currents into your brain
and stimulating everything.
And stimulating things, and it helps people with memory,
That's what I need every day.
Things like that.
Stimulate my brain to wake up.
Depression.
You ain't lying, dude.
It's like just to wake up at work, I need electric shock. That's so.
I work 35 feet from my bed, and I'm late to work every day.
That's what
Yeah,
I'm telling
I'm
you.
the
That'd be the
same way.
best thing to do. Is like sell that. Be like, look, hey, you want to wake up? This is the best. Put it on your brain and
It just shocks
it
me.
shocked you. It's healthy for you too, apparently.
Right.
So
But we've gotten like wild results with it, especially like for
Wow.
me personally. We did it at what did we do? We did it at the
Old Hospital on College Hill
There you go. And
and at the Tiff's Theater.
right, I did it at the hospital. And
Okay.
at one point, I was so drained at the end that I thought I was gonna pass out. And at one point, I felt like I was laying in a stretcher and I was staring at the ceiling.
wow.
Yeah, because you do. If what we like to do is we call it marinating. So we'll sit whoever's the person's going to be doing it. They'll sit with the headphones on, spirit box on,
We'll do it tonight.
goggles on for about 15 minutes. Because based on the Gansfeld experiment, after about 15 minutes, that's when people started having hallucinations.
Yeah.
Right. So we started at the point of where the visual hallucinations start, and it ends up often going in track with the story of where you're at. It's really wild. Like the visuals are very vivid.
You know, most people know who Patty Negri is. She did the experiment, and she's done a lot of experiments like that. And she said it was like mind blowing. Like she was like tripping on acid or something like that.
Jeez.
And everyone reacts differently. Like a few weeks ago, we were with April Busette at White Hill Mansion.
Yeah, I know April. Yeah.
And wait till that. By the way, we have a TV show, The Haunted Files, streaming on Paraflix. Season 3 will be coming out, and we'll have April Busette. You'll see her doing the Delco experiment, and it was mind blowing. I don't want to give it away, but it was just freaking wild, and we blew her mind away. So
That's awesome, man.
yeah.
That's awesome, brother, man. It's good having you guys. I know we're going to be switching between guests and stuff like that. And we'll probably have you guys on at the ending and stuff and then close it out before we
Okay.
catch some ghosts.
We'll hang close by.
Yeah.
All right,
Awesome,
cool.
brothers. Thank
All
you for
right.
coming on.
Yeah.
All
thank
right.
you.
Thanks,
Awesome.
brother.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Have a spooky night.
Yeah, I'll take this.
All right.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching the Animal Podcast Show. Thank you, everybody, for your questions. Hey, Sam. Hey, Damien. How you guys doing? Hey, James. Oh, hey, Eric. James had a question for you. Was it the peach she called out Eric on his fly being opened?
He said?
Was it the peach that she called out Eric on his fly being open? I don't know. James asked. He wanted to know.
That was. Who was it, or where was it?
James Cummings?
What?
asking. He's joking with
That was at the we were doing a Delco, maybe an Estes. Mm-hmm. And oh my god, this is hilarious.
Something about a fly.
So we were in the pineapple processing plant. By
Yeah.
the way, a civil soldier got shot and killed. Blood still remains on the wooden floors. They try to sand it out. It comes back. But anyway, we were doing an Estes method, and we were wrapping up the night, and I'm like unbelting my belt buckle because I got my my millimeter, my recorders like attached to it, so I'm taking it off. And when I'm doing that, the person that's doing the session said, "Zip up your pants," and it was just I don't know, it was wild.
You know Brandon Jarvis? He's like, James
Yeah.
calling you out, Eric.
I know. Hey, I like to have fun with the ghosts.
Hey, you gotta have fun somewhere.
Right, James? I don't know where to look. I'm looking at here and there. All right.
Oh, I could all see you.
All right. I'm hogging up airtime. Let me get other people here.
Yeah, definitely get
So-
some people here. Definitely have them on the show. Hey, everybody! Thank you again. We just it was amazing seeing Eric and all them on Warparty. Thank you so much for watching. We're gonna have more guests here on the show. But yeah, if you guys got questions for my guests, please keep. If I can't answer everything, because the comments are going so quickly, so sorry if I don't get to each question for my guests. But we'll have a couple of guests coming here pretty soon. But yeah, I'm in this amazing haunted room. If you don't know where I'm at the Riddle House. But this place is really cool. Activity going like crazy. And we will be going live after the show when it ends, and we'll be having some investigation time and maybe do the Delco effect experiment. So that'll be really cool. So we're gonna go live on that stuff. So yeah. So what's up, Joe? How's it going, buddy? Joe's a good friend of mine. We've been some investigating at the Ocala Opera House. So thank you guys. Like again, I'm just waiting on my next guest and have some fun. So we're just waiting here. I might do a little dance. I don't know where's Richie B and Wojo. I don't see them anywhere around here. Hopefully they'll pop on here. Maybe the Max Pac-Man. So yeah. But I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Awesome. Hey, it's a good activity. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have some good activity here, James. I'm just sitting here right now, and just so much stuff is happening on this show right now, just in this room. So, okay, awesome. I got some guests just popping up here. It's a team here, so we're gonna they're gonna introduce themselves. I'm gonna give them the headphones here, so please be patient with me. Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, if you guys want to share the headphones, or makes it easier for you guys. All right. So it's good having you guys here. Why don't you guys introduce yourself before get to know each other?
Hello. So my name is Monto. My wife Jenny over here. I don't know if you guys can see her. No. My wife Jenny, and we go by 305 Paranormal.
Oh, you can turn a little.
We are members of Warparty Paranormal, and
I'm
to
Chris.
my left,
I'm Chris from Gold Coast Rail Museum, also with Warparty, and I'm actually a volunteer. I'm not sure you guys actually been seeing a lot of posts lately about the Gold Coast Rail Museum needs help for funds and like to give it like life back again. We really don't want to let this place go down.
Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about your team, a little bit, and how you guys started, and we'll go from there. How you got what was your passion in the paranormal, and what got you here?
well, go ahead, Chris.
All right,
You go first, buddy.
I never believed in spirits or paranormal until I started out at the Railroad Museum down Miami, Florida, and I literally just got certified as conductor, and I cleared the train to pull out, and I saw a vision, a gentleman wearing like a navy blue outfit, and I'm like, and I call my conductor, I'm like, I'm sorry, correction. I called the engineer, I'm like, hey, did you see anybody in the engineer side? He's like, no. So, anyways, it got me like off guard and stuff like that. So after we came back, he showed me pictures, like, is this the person that you saw? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, you just saw paranormal for your first time. I was like, wow. I was like, what in the world? And then
That's awesome.
And then after that, I started to, like, when Warparty used to come out and get more involved with it. And then like Eric asked me, "You want to be a Warparty?" I'm like, absolutely, yeah. I'm definitely down to do it. So
Yeah.
I've been involved for it now for this year. So they brought me in this year, so I'm very happy to be a part of that team.
That's awesome, man.
Ooh, I see a lot of familiar faces in the chat
Yeah,
room.
we got Ray,
So-
we got
Joe DeVito,
Joe DeVito.
James Cummings, and Lourdes Gonzalez. Guys, Lourdes, we just had an amazing time investigating, checking out their experiment. It's called the Staticom. We had the pleasure of getting to look at that at the Gettysburg Bash. It was awesome meeting all of them that do it. Ron, Chris, Tony, I mean, all you guys.
You guys rock.
Yeah, Audra, man.
Todd and Carmella.
Todd and Carmella,
The whole group,
everybody.
Yeah. Joe DeVito actually lives like literally 5 minutes from me.
Oh,
He's
nice.
like, no, yeah, he lives right down the road. It's not far at all. Yeah, they're cool people.
So, in reference to our story, how did 305 Paranormal come to be? It actually begins from Jenny. Jenny's the main reason why I'm here, and I got interested in the paranormal. So it's best that she tells you her story first.
So, you want to borrow this? Or are you good?
No, I'm good. You can just hit it right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, I've always grown up with paranormal experiences since I was a child, and so being with that, I've always been trying to learn myself and do my own research and see if other people's experiences matches mine, and just learning every time, like growing up and going to different places, and now I love, going to different haunted Airbnbs and stuff like that, and I'll take in.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And I think when Armando and I first met, I told him when he moved in with me that he might experience something that would be paranormal, but I don't think he believed me at first until like something eventually happened to him, and he would get at first he got freaked out, but he got used to it. And then back in 2018, I had told him I wanted to go to a Halloween event at the Deering Estate, which is down south local to us because we live like further in Miami. And there, Eric was with another team, and there was another team member that was with us with Warparty before that. And we met them. We went to the Deering Estate. We did like a little tour, investigative Halloween tour that they had there. And at that time, they were recruiting for like new team members. And I was like, I kind of sat on it. But then like in my head, it was like, apply. No, like talk to him. And then, that's how I got on the Warparty team. And then eventually he just became like a add-on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then my story, basically how it happened, like Jenny was saying, oh hey, stuff's gonna happen, and whatever, like we're dating. I thought she was cute, thought she was funny, so I was just like, whatever. And then things really started to happen, and my first paranormal experience, so I'm playing PlayStation waiting for her to come home, and I was sitting on a futon, and all of a sudden I feel like it's super cold on my left side of my body, and I can hear the bed springs or the futon springs going down, and I look to my left and I see an impression of somebody sitting right next to me, but there was nobody there. This is what I call the ghost butt story. So I literally see like something sitting right next to me, and I'm like, all right, one of two things is gonna happen here. Either you're gonna acknowledge me or I'm gonna acknowledge you, but my strategy right now is I'm gonna keep playing PlayStation until you leave. Ignore. That's what I lived by at that moment. And then what seemed like an eternity, but what was really like 5-10 minutes later, I heard the springs moving up. I didn't see the impression there anymore, and I didn't feel cold anymore. So I go, Jenny gets home from work, and I'm like, hey, I need to tell you something. Let's get out of here. And I told her, let's go to Walmart. That should have been her. This should have been her first sign that something was going on, because I hate Walmart. I just hate like how congested, and I feel like it's super crowded. I'm always bumping into somebody, and I told her I wanted to go there.
Yeah.
So we ended up going. She's not gonna turn down a chance to go to Walmart, so we go, and we cross through the threshold of the Walmart entrance, and you get the greeter, and he's like, "Oh, welcome to Walmart." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." You'll never believe what happened to me at the house. It's like completely dismissed that person.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, this and this and this happened. And then Jenny tells me, they can hear you, right? They're not stuck in that particular area.
Yeah.
And it just like a bomb blew off in my head.
Yeah, because he would always do that. He would wait till I would get home, and he'd be like, I need to go to like CVS or something, or Walgreens. And then when we go to a store, he's like, so something happened to me at the house. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? We've been at the house like all morning. Like, don't wait to tell me until we're at a store. And I was like, it doesn't matter. They're gonna know.
It was like word vomit.
Yeah. He was just terrified of talking about it at the house.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was back then because he was new to paranormal experiences. And now, not anymore. Like, you would just, I'm like, when something happens, just tell me right away, please.
Wow.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until, I came in as a guest to go and investigate with Warparty, and we went to check out a place that my friend Gary was showing me pictures of, a place that I miss dearly that got demolished. It's called the Belglade Correctional Facility here in Belglade, Florida. And I'm investigating. It was myself, Jenny, and our former T leader, rest in peace, Scotty. We were in the church, and we're investigating in the church at Belglade, and all of a sudden, I felt that same cold spot, that cold feeling that I had when I was playing PlayStation, and I was completely surrounded by the cold. And boom, it answered the one question that I had. What was that experience that I felt? And it was spirit that was with me. And that's the cool thing about being a paranormal investigator. You have these questions that you get, and along the way, you hope to God that you're able to answer some of these questions so you get a better understanding. But it seems like since when I first started to now years down the road, I seem to have more questions than answers. But hey, that's part of the journey that we are as paranormal investigators.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, one question I want to ask, that butt print that you were seeing on the chair, it was kind of running in my head, like, did he fart?
Did it smell?
Did it smell?
That would have been something.
That would be awesome. I don't know. I had to ask because, like, knowing me, if it was a ghost haunting me, it would definitely fart because it'd probably prank me or something like that. But I want to get to Damien right here before we get to our next guest. Go on a little break. What's the best equipment you find is the best result there?
Well, I believe everybody has a different preference, and the more you use a particular piece of equipment, the better it comes. It becomes an attachment of yours in actuality. So to me personally, my best equipment is my dual DR60s. I use 2 of them. I love them, but the more you use something, the better it becomes and the more results you'll get.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that a DR60 is the best recorder that there is. That's my personal preference. But I've seen even my buddy here, Chris, he uses an ST25 and it works just as good as for him. Yes. So, yeah, it's your personal preference.
Awesome, guys. Well, it was really nice, an honor to meet you guys here and know what you guys find.
Thank you for having us. So you can find Jenny and myself, 305 Paranormal, on YouTube, on IG, and TikTok. We also have a weekly show that we do every Sunday at 6 o'clock Eastern. It's called Spooked Coast to Coast, where we co-host a show with our friend Joy. And
That's
Joey
awesome.
From JJ Paranormal. They live in California. So it's kind of cool. We have that different experiences from the California side to the East Coast, and it's kind of cool. And where can they find you at, Chris?
They can find me on Facebook. It's just my regular name is Chris McIntyre. You can find me on there, and Instagram, which is Chrisdo305, and I'll be posting up some stuff soon with paranormal and little behind the scenes of the Gold Coast Rail Museum, and really show you guys what's the history of that place.
Mm-hmm. And one last thing, please, before I go. I know I'm taking up a lot of your time. Ron, what's up, my friend? Much love. But I have to say this, and it's super important. Guys, please, whatever we can do to save the Gold Coast Railroad Museum, if you can donate, whatever you can donate, even if you can share your message, please.
The link tree to the GoFundMe is on 305 Paranormal bio.
Yes.
Go there and check it out.
Yeah, please, whatever you guys can do to help save a historical landmark, Chris.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
That place is an amazing spot. Easily Jenny and I's favorite location that we have the honor of investigating. Definitely, if you get a chance, go check it out.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, Eric was just telling me about it. Like he wants me to come up there, so it'd be awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do a show up there and just.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'll have a little announcement.
Yeah.
Tell everyone when you finish.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Sweet. Awesome, guys. Well, we're going to go on
Thank
a
you,
little
everyone,
break
for your
here.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to go on a little break here. You might see people going in and out, but we're going to take a couple-minute break, and then I'm going to have my next guest. See you guys in a bit. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can totally hear you.
Hey, we're back live here on Animal Podcast Show. Thank you for waiting. I got a couple other guests here from Warparty Paranormal. Let me get back into my comments here. But someone already said I love the hat.
Thank you.
So you already got some compliments there.
I was fidgeting with it. You know, it's kind of hard with the headphones, but I might have to take it off. I mean, the thing is, your girl didn't have time to do her hair. I'm sweating. It's Florida. So the hat's a perfect excuse for you ladies. You don't got time for your hair. Just pop the hat, do a little bun on the side. You're good to go. You're good to investigate. Oh, well, there it goes. There it goes. I'm trying to make it work.
So tell me a little bit about you guys, how you guys got into paranormal. I know everybody's story is different. So I know I've had you on the show, and why'd you tell definitely our amazing group here that is listening. Tell me you guys' story. How you guys met and how you guys started out.
Sure, I'll go really sweet and short because I know I've been on the show, and thank you for having me back on. I can't wait for the third roundabout too. But just again, from young, starting young, I just had those dreams and like the vivid dreams that keep occurring, like a chapter book each night. From there on, it sparked my interest to major in psychology, just to kind of see if I could get some rational thoughts, to see what was going on with me as a kid. From there on, I just kind of ventured. I didn't go for psychology. Obviously, it goes against the field, and I just went to the paranormal. But for me, it started as a kid, I think, in my sleep, in other words, and just personal experience I had as well.
For me, it kind of started, I'm a natural-born psychic medium. My story kind of goes as I've always talked to dead people. I just didn't know they were dead. I always just kind of considered them my friends. I had a medical emergency that almost cost me my life, and at that time, the calling came back to me in a way that I could no longer deny it. I contemplated whether I was losing my mind, went to a Warparty event, kind of thought, oh, okay, if I'm weird, they are too, so let me go find my weird people, and kind of had an opportunity to really kind of develop and figure out who I was and leave that kind of Roman Catholic upbringing behind.
Wow.
And kind of fit into who I really was, and that's kind of how it developed. And I met Franny through Warparty. Yes.
That's awesome.
She kicks ass.
Our team's psychic. She really is a badass, and it's really rare to find psychics out there, and she's legit. Like honestly,
that's awesome.
Thank
we
you.
test
I
all our
appreciate
members,
that.
and yeah,
They tested me for about 3 years.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, before anybody had any real faith and said, "Yeah, let's start figuring this out." So,
Yeah.
They put me through the ringer.
And if you guys have questions for our amazing guests, please ask them because these people have been nothing but amazing. And tell me a little bit about this investigation that you guys are doing. I know I'll be doing something after this, and I'm going to go live on the show too. Tell me what I know. When I was talking to Eric before I was setting up, my daughter was smelling whiskey. We smelled whiskey in this room. It was a strong whiskey smell, and just balls of light over there on the right side. So just tell me, since you guys been investigating here, since you guys got here, tell me what you guys are experiencing so far.
Angela, you go first. I'll let her go first. Yeah.
Tonight's been a little bit different for us. We've kind of had an opportunity, Franny and I, to actually go into some places that we've never been. We went to the jail. Yes. Super awesome in the jail.
Oh.
And because Franny and I think we've only worked together, just the two of us, maybe once or twice. Yeah. So we went in girl powered.
Yes.
That's awesome.
We went into girl power and kind of flirted a little with the firemen in the firehouse. And, that kind of works sometimes.
I have a picture. I got a tee. We got a tee.
I mean, I don't know. That wouldn't work good for me if I tried to flirt with the fireman.
Maybe not. It worked for us.
This show on camera, like you get like, how do you?
It'd be over there. My camera's over there.
Here, point it.
I think they called Franny a tease.
Like we're teasing with them.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all can see that, but if not, whatever.
That's awesome.
So it's really cool. We're beginning that type of evidence. But go ahead.
Yes.
Oh, but that was on the other, not tonight. But yeah, so before, it was with Eric and JP. We're at the firehouse, and that's how we knew to flirt with them, because I'm like, oh, Ange, like the spirits here, they get very flirty with the girls, right?
Yeah.
And before in that investigation, we had the REM pod, and I was like, hey, I just want to talk to some firefighters. Have a thing for the guys with the sexy calendars and the muscles and everything else. Girls love that, right? And then all of a sudden, the REM pods were going off, the EDI was going off, like all these devices were going off, like kind of like in sync, like keep going, like let's go, like like keep flirting. And then just right now, we were there, and we're getting like tease on the ovulus. We see like movement going around. She could visually see it and like pick up on it. I just see like mist going. So very cool.
James, I could flirt at the old jail. That's funny. Anyways, I got a question here from Damien. Do you find being females get more male spirit activity?
Yes, I would think so. I think I think just kind of like in the living too, how males are, like they kind of like girls in a room. They don't like a bunch of dudes in a room. So I would think so. I think it's almost the same for like the afterlife, right? I mean, it just depends, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
In my experience, I think that males have a tendency to be more dominant. Mm-hmm. So they will overspeak a female a lot of times.
I can see that.
So you hear male interaction a lot more often than you do female interaction, and then kids even further down the line.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's just they're over talking, and when they speak, they have a tendency to think that what they have to say is more important.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about people from generations past, where that was kind of the dynamic of those relationships and situations.
Yeah, especially when someone's like been murdered or something from a dominance or something like that. You're going to feel that energy in that room.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Why don't you ask a question and find out?
Oh, I got Jasper here.
yeah, we're going to be doing some paranormal. We're going to ask on an EVP right now live, so see what happens.
By the way, I call my recorder Jasper, so in case like, who the heck is Jasper? That's what I name my devices. I treat them like they're my children or something, you know? Anyways, so
I
we got
usually
two-
come equipped with lip gloss.
That works too. That works too, ladies. So we're at 2 DR60s here. We're to go. Let them rip. Ask some questions, or should we do like just a silent kind of?
Ask a question.
Let's do
about
questions.
How maybe Joseph feels about having women here.
Oh yes. Okay. So answering that question, actually, let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2. Also, look at these lights when they flash. Pretty much, if it's a steady flash, that means it's normal. It's continuous. Now, if it's like rapid and like just crazy, that means you're getting an actual response. So just kind of pay attention. Yeah, voice activated. So just make sure you pay attention.
That's awesome.
Yeah, to the lights here. So I don't know if I can kind of like. Oh, the camera. Hit. I keep thinking it's on the laptop. I'm just sorry, y'all. So here, 1, 2, 3. Hello. Is there anybody here with us? Is Joseph here? Joseph, we got some ladies here that want to talk to you. Do you like that there's some females here? We got some ladies in the room. I know you're not a fan of males. I know you don't like the men. If we kick the men out, will you want to like throw a party and talk to us?
That was... Feels weird in here.
Do you have any whiskey, any bourbon, tequila? I'm thirsty. Can you share that with us, please? So I wait a little bit there to get responses. Sorry, that one question was very long. I just wanted to make sure I got into it. Sometimes I carry those conversations with them like they're human beings. But let's go ahead. I'm going to do Eric's recorder first, see what we got here. Hello? Is there anybody here with us? Is Joseph here? Joseph, we got some ladies here that want to talk to you. Do you like that there's some females here? We got some ladies in the room. I know you're not a fan of males. I know you like the men. We take the men out. Will you want to like throw a party and talk to us? Do you have any whiskey, any bourbon, tequila? I'm thirsty. Can you share that with us, please?
There was something there.
There was something in the middle. It sounded like a male.
I'm going to play that again. See if we can...
Here with us? Is Joseph here? Joseph, we got some ladies here that want to talk to you. Do you like that there's some females here? We got some ladies in the room. I know you're not a fan of males. I know you like the men. If we kick the men out, will you want to like throw a party and talk to us? Do you have any whiskey, any bourbon, tequila? I'm thirsty.
It's hard though.
Share that with us, please.
But this is a little more than you said. Maybe.
I heard something there.
It's
That
faint
voice,
though.
I think he said, I do.
Huh.
Should I put this like closer to the mic? Maybe?
Yeah, maybe
See-
people could hear
Maybe
it.
not the camera so much.
See if you guys could hear it and comment on the comments.
Hello?
Yeah.
Is there anybody here with us? Is Joseph here? Joseph, we got some ladies here that want to talk to you. Do you like that there's some females here? We got some ladies in the room. I know you're not a fan of males. I know you like the men. If we kick the men out, will you want to like throw a party and talk to us?
Yeah, right before I talked.
Right before.
Yeah. If you guys heard that, let me know.
It's a little faint.
We'll play. We'll play one more time and see if you guys hear that right before I start talking.
Hello? Is there anybody here with us? Is Joseph here? Joseph, we got some ladies here that want to talk to you. Do you like that there's some females here? We got some ladies in the room. I know you're not a fan of males. I know you like the men. If we kick the men out, will you want to like throw a party and talk to us?
I do.
Yeah, I do.
I do.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah, someone just said a male voice.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, Damien. Yeah, good job, got.
Yeah.
That's
so we're gonna
awesome.
Hear the second record, maybe we'll hear it clearly. Maybe we'll hear a different response.
Yeah.
You never know. Let's try it out. Oops.
See if you guys hear this.
Hello?
Sounds-
Is there anybody here with us? Is Joseph here? Joseph, we got some ladies here that want to talk to you. Do you like that there's some females here? We got some ladies in the room. I know you're not a fan of males. I know you like the men. If we kick the men out, will
Yep. He said yep. Yeah. Yep. That's like
I want
yep.
to play that again.
See if you hear that, guys. Yep. That's awesome. Man, I got goosebumps. Yep. Richie B, yeah, you heard it too.
Yep. That's cool.
Yep, he heard it too. Yep, that's awesome.
So yeah, we love Joseph here.
Man, that's awesome. Oh, there was whiskey smell earlier, so
Yeah, your dad was.
he was he was probably drinking while we were chilling. He's probably just sitting in the corner.
He's probably offering your daughter a drink.
Probably. Or so. It's like
Totally, I would say that. Joseph, calm down now. We got our dad in the room.
That's all. That was all. We'll have to do some more later after the show, because I'm gonna do some live after this. But yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah,
good stuff, man.
you.
Thank you so much, guys. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for having. I'm gonna have a quick break here, real quick, and we'll have Eric pop in, and then we'll put a bow on the show and have some.
By the way, before I sign off, just like how all the other team members were saying, please go ahead and donate to the Gold Coast Railroad Museum. We have the members here that are running the museum, checking out the place, and we've been talking to them. The latest is please continue to spread the word. Donations, please continue to have that flood in. We have a chance to save this baby. Again, Florida with developers and just trying to take over it's hard down here because it's so competitive. Compared to states up north. Please, guys, if you're tuning in, save the Gold Coast Railroad Museum. Donate, spread the word if you can. Even like $5, $25, whatever. If not, then just please spread the word. It's so meaningful. The camera's here. It's so meaningful. So please, I'm telling you right now, spread the word. I wanted to say that before I sign off. Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, we're gonna go on a couple of minute break here. Just keep it hang on, and we're gonna have Eric pop on here real quick, and we'll have both Eric and Gary the pop on the show here. So please stand still, and we'll be back.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank
Love
you.
Hey, welcome to the Animal Podcast Show. Your only host, The Animal. Thank you guys for coming on, and I've been seeing you guys running around here investigating.
Yeah.
While you guys were investigating, we had a little activity in here.
Oh yeah, what happened?
Yeah, we had whiskey smells in here. They just did an EVP in here, and they were asked about would the men want to leave here because I guess he loves women. The guy that's in this house, and we got an EVP like, yep.
Yeah.
Right after it was really good. People even heard it on the. People even heard it, so it was pretty cool hearing that. So, tell me a little bit about you guys. How'd you guys start the paranormal, and how'd you begin this journey?
Well, we started in January of 2020. It's actually my mom's team. My mom Debbie. So she founded the team. I think she started it on Facebook. To be honest, I didn't join it until a little bit later. But yeah, we've kind of gone all over the place. Loving it.
We're special researchers. I'm John, and this is Carly.
Yeah, I probably should have said that
So.
It's okay. It happens all the time. Sometimes I forget my name. So.
Yeah. For me, I'm a firefighter, but I always have been interested, and I started doing horror content online, and then community pushed me one way, and then now I'm here. So been here with them for 3 years now, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's funny. I have so many friends that are firefighters that are in the paranormal. It's so cool.
Yeah.
One of my friends, Joe DeVita, I don't know if you met him, but he's one of the head guys in the fire department up in Fort Myers. But yeah, that's really cool. I've been hearing a lot of like firefighters, police officers, EMTs, especially EMTs. You know, when you go there, you're gonna see people who pass away and stuff like that, and they're gonna have their own paranormal experience there. But why don't you guys tell me about the experiences you're having here today in this house, or did you travel all around the property?
We've been to a couple of the buildings so far. We haven't all, as a team, kind of sat down in one place for too long. We have done a bit of a wander around in here in the Riddle House, and we got a few names come through. Myself and another team member, Mickey, we both got the names Betty, Betsy. I got the full name Elizabeth.
Oh, that's awesome.
Abigail upstairs as well, and then later, I forget which building it is in. I think it was the building that's now like a telegraph office museum.
Bell House. Oh, it's Bell House.
Bell House. Okay. Mickey also got the name Abigail in there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I know we've been kind of just around, and I'm with Ann, another one of our members. We were over at the L Street house, where I guess the wife butchered her husband. In
The
tub.
murder house?
Yeah.
I'm going to go there tonight. Yeah, I'm going to check it out later.
So they had me sitting in the tub with the obelisk, and
oh, I'd love to do that.
Nothing. And then the obelisk said Alice, which honestly was her name, but which was kind of weird. But yeah, it's been interesting, but night's still young. And
yeah, it's still young, man. A lot of activity. I know if I went in that tub right now to do that, I'd fall asleep probably. I get too comfy. But
surprisingly, it was a comfortable tub,
yeah,
especially for a tall guy like me.
A tall girl like me.
Hey, 6'4" is a little bit of a curse.
Oh, I'm 6 foot. I know the feeling. Damien asks, so what's the main reason that made you go to the location tonight? Do you have a personal connection with it? It's actually a good question.
Tonight, actually,
we were invited by friends.
Yeah, invited by friends, and it's a place that I know Debbie's always wanted to kind of come to, especially the Riddle House here. For me, unless it's like a big location, I like to try and go in a little bit colder.
Yeah.
I like to try and see what lines up with either history or whatever later on. And whereas some of our other members are more into the history and stuff like that. So as we're getting stuff, whether, it's related or not, we can tell because they have that backed up information.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm going in kind of like, I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah.
It's fun to fit the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah.
Now, like, what kind of equipment do you guys use when you do a paranormal investigation?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a Geoport from George Brown, and I know Ann just got one from what's his name, the other guy that used to work with George.
Yeah.
So we have both of those SLSs, grids, EMFs, REMs, all that kind of stuff. Basic stuff, but we try to incorporate a little bit of everything. FLIR, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I know for me, I'm more skeptical than, so it needs to be a lot more to impress me. For me, I need like 2 pieces of things that happen in order for me to be like, all right, this is definitely unexplainable. So those extra things do help kind of support whatever you're getting.
That's awesome. What's the most craziest location you guys ever been to?
We've been a lot of places. We went Trans-Allegheny. We went.
That was a really good.
Yeah.
That's a
We went
split
Hinsdale.
into like 2s and split the floors.
Hinsdale, Haunted Hill House. I mean, there's a lot of places.
I've actually dove the Hinsdale House Lake, the first one that dove it.
Yeah.
It's really, well, you can't see nothing, but
No.
it's a pretty interesting place.
It's an interesting place. The history and kind of what they say are 2 different things, but it's definitely an interesting place. But for me, I'd have to say probably Wildwood Sanatorium was.
I've been there, yeah.
probably
Won't go in the doll room. Nope.
No,
I slept in there.
She slept in there.
Yep,
I
no,
slept like a baby.
I don't do dolls. That's one thing. Chucky was
And that was the second place
That did it
I've
for me.
seen that was the second place I've seen an apparition, and the shadow went into the doll room. So
Yeah.
that was a little weird.
That's pretty crazy.
Let us
What-
sleepover party.
Once I see a doll's head turn around, I'm gone.
No, we can burn them.
I'll burn them.
I'll burn the whole room down.
That
I
and
told them that.
yep, that and clowns. Yep, I don't do any of those.
So Deb, our leader, she likes to collect dolls, and I say, don't ever put that in the car because I will throw it out the window on the way home.
Yep, and if it ends up back in my home, I'm gonna burn the house with it. I don't care if I live in a box.
She's got like a whole shelf of dolls. She names them if she can't find out what their name is.
Yeah. I have this creepy doll on my shelf. It's a half of a head and it has a lampshade. I think one of my wife's friends made it, and I don't know why I still have it there, but it creeps the hell out of me sometimes when I see that head, and I don't know why it's there, but I still have it. Yeah, I don't know why, but
I mean, I'll go into some crazy situations, but dolls.
But tell everybody where they could find you on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
We are just spectral researchers of Central Florida. A briefer, shorter search would be spectral researchers, spirit talkers. We are going to be on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. I don't think we're too active on Instagram, unfortunately. But yeah, you can find us.
Twitter
a
we're
little
on
bit, yeah.
at Going Spectral.
Yeah.
So we've got our presence everywhere.
That's awesome.
A little bit, and but most of our content, investigations, things of that nature, is going to be on the YouTube or TikTok.
Where are you guys' next location going to be after this?
I'm trying to remember. I know we booked Wildwood for 4 days
For
next year.
in June, early June. That'd be nice.
And we were talking about Octagon Hall and a few other places again.
Oh, right after Christmas, on December 28th, we have the May Stringer.
Again.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're located, so that's a hometown kind of regular.
I used to volunteer there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
For about 2
awesome.
years.
Awesome, guys, man. It's good to have you guys. Good to meet you. And we'll be investigating with you guys here in a little bit. So once the show's over, I'm going to have Eric and the guys here. So we're going to close the show with a bow and have a little fun after.
All right, awesome.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
It was nice meeting you guys.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you, guys. Well, stay put again. We're gonna have a little break here for like a minute, and then we're gonna have them on here, and we got like a special announcement, Eric. You were saying so. Yeah, it's gonna be really fun, and hope you guys enjoy. So, see you in a sec. Hey everybody, we're back. Thank you for coming on Animal Paranormal Podcast. I'm sure you're annoyed by that by now. No, I'm just kidding. But we're having a lot of fun here, and thank you again for having us here. And dude, it's a blast here. Just be able to see those EVPs in this room, the smell of the whiskey, and everything that's going on in this house. Can't wait to check out everything else. So I know you've been you whispered a little bit on some good news.
Yeah, we do have some good news. So as you all heard, the Gold Coast Railroad Museum, one of our favorite places to investigate, they're having financial troubles. So we're going to help them raise money. And by doing that is they're going to be offering private team investigations for the whole night from 6 p.m. to 5 a.m. It's going to be very affordable. Once I get that info, if you follow Warparty Paranormal on Facebook or IG, I'll be posting that information and blasting it all over the place. If a whole team wants to rent it for the night, just reach out to me. I'm on Facebook, Eric Vanderlaan. Yeah, so we're real excited and already got some people that are going to be booking it. So come on down to Florida, and I swear on my life that you won't be disappointed. I've investigated a lot of places, and it's right up there with all the places I've been to.
That's really an awesome place.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a spot that I don't like in there. I like I like the whole place.
Well, tell me, I didn't have you on yet, Gary. Tell me a little bit about yourself, how you joined Warparty and this journey.
I'm actually here from the beginning.
Oh, wow.
When we were sitting at the table trying to figure out the name, it was in the Gulfstream Hotel, 2009.
Oh.
And I've known Scotty since 2006. So I've known all of them, John and everybody else. I've known them from years ago at paranormal conventions, and I've been in the paranormal since I was 16.
That's awesome.
He's a Warparty OG,
I'm an OG.
Gary.
The original G.
He's the OG.
And I'm the hard skeptic. I'm a believer, but it takes a lot for me to say something is going to be paranormal.
Like, what gets you believing in past that skeptic?
Well, we moved to Florida in 1976. We lived in Homestead first. We came from Anchorage, Alaska. Moved to Florida in 1976. Lived in Homestead for a year. Moved to Fort Lauderdale. And as we were moving into our house in Fort Lauderdale in 1977, I was looking out the window at my back of my house, and I see this woman chasing a dog around the shed.
No, wow.
The dress is dragging on the ground, and I can hear the dog, and I can hear the woman laughing, but I don't hear her footsteps.
Yeah.
It's weird. The grass is not moving either. And my mom left the house to go get milk for macaroni and cheese. We literally had nothing in the house. It was completely empty. And my mom and we went to help her catch the dog, and the back door wouldn't open, not paranormal. So we ran around the house, and I got back there first, and she stopped and looked at me and disappeared.
Wow.
And the dog disappeared right in front of me. And my mom came out there, and she says, "Where'd she go?" She disappeared. Oh, I'm just a little kid then. And fast forward about 6 years, we had a massive, major poltergeist in the house.
Wow.
Yeah, it actually attacked my mom. Like something from a movie. She was pinned against the wall. All the chairs, there was wind in the house, it smelled like death. And lights flickering and just horrible sounds and terrible stuff. And I don't know, I guess my faith kind of protected me as I went into the house. And I got my mom out of there, and the house got exorcised.
Wow. I have a story actually like that. I'll share with you later.
Yeah.
Kind of almost.
Right, and basically that started my curiosity because I was 15 years old. And then the next year, some more things happened, and I said, you know what, I really am curious about this. So I went to the library, I started studying, and book after book after book after book. I mean, there's thousands of books on paranormal.
Wow.
And then I started looking into the religion, the religious perspective, and you'd be amazed at how many people have written books from the religious perspective of paranormal. And, not all of it is like, oh, it's a demon. Well, I don't think so.
Yeah.
And then, I started my first ghost group in 1987.
That's awesome.
And I went from 1987 to 1998. It was all my family. It was like 4 of us in the family that were doing it. Yeah, there were 4 of us in the family that were, doing the research on our own. So.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot for me to say something's paranormal.
Yeah.
We got no demons here, that's for sure.
No,
right, Gary?
No demons here.
Well, I could definitely relate on that story because especially like something happened like that, I could definitely.
I don't even know if it was a demon that was in my house. I think it was just some type of entity that was going after my mom. But what's weird is my dad being a preacher, every time my dad was home, nothing happened.
Nothing happened, yeah.
So it never happened when my dad was home. It always happened when he went down to the base, which would be for like 2 weeks at a time.
Wow.
And every time he went down to the base, it was horrible. It was torture for us.
And you've had wild experiences here in this house, right?
Yeah.
The little house.
Yeah, even with you.
Yeah.
He went across, we were finishing up an event. We were supposed to meet in the church. Scotty on the radio, everybody go to the church. That's the end. Oh, okay. And I'm setting up a new infrared camera and a new recorder on the floor. And, Eric was upstairs with another person. I was down here with Danielle, and everybody left. But I hear furniture moving. There was a conversation, and I'm going, we're not supposed to touch Eric wouldn't do that. So I started yelling out to Eric. I'm not getting an answer. So I go up the stairs, and it gets dead silent. As soon as I get up there, and I look, there's nobody here. And I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous. So I went downstairs, and I opened the door, and there's Eric talking to 3 other members. He's talking to John, I'm like, that's weird. So I walked over to him, and I'm like, you weren't upstairs? He goes, no, I've been over here. And I'm like, somebody was upstairs moving stuff around.
Wow.
So I told Eric, I said, you got to record. And he had a recorder up there, and I don't know, you got real busy, and he couldn't do it. But I did play back my camera. After I left, there was a lot going on in the house. A lot of conversations, stuff moving around, but nothing's physically moving. And there was one time I was out there with security, and we were here alone. I was just here with Scotty and security and just, one other person. We saw somebody upstairs. Look, they turned on the lights in the house after we turned everything off. Oh, it was Connie. And security, we walked over, the door's locked.
Yeah.
So we unlocked the door and we go upstairs, there's nobody up there.
Wow.
But we saw them, all of us, we saw them in the window. And she's like, it happens all the time. She turns all the lights off, and then we left. And I drove home that night, and I was like, that's pretty interesting.
You always see things here moving.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like an old school bell that on the top of the
I've
door.
heard it.
So
Yeah,
like,
you
if you
totally
open
run
the
over
door,
there.
it vibrates. And
It's
then
like
it
literally,
rings.
yeah.
I've literally been standing there watching the bell go off, vibrating and moving on its own.
Yeah, and there's no train that's close by here. I mean, we have a couple highways and stuff, and we've had really loud music and stuff. They used to do the.
Well, they have that amphitheater.
Well, I know they did the Indian dances here.
Well, not just that, but for a couple years, the police would close off that parking lot. Well, there's buildings there now.
Yeah.
And they would allow these morons to bring their cars and do donuts and do this stuff, but it was under the watchful eye of the police.
Yeah.
Because they were doing it in parking lots.
Drifting,
that's what it was. And they would play loud music and everything, and it would literally shake this house. So I was like, there were times
we've had Hootie and the Blowfish playing, and it was active as hell. I mean,
But that was the worst thing about it, though, is we had a lot of contamination from the music itself, but the experiences we had.
We couldn't do recordings. We had to throw that out the window.
EVP was right out the window, but there was a lot going on in all of the houses.
Yeah.
And I've done the very first building that they brought into yesteryear is the schoolhouse.
Wow.
And that one, a lot of investigators don't like to do it because you literally have to sit in there for a long time just doing nothing. Just be real quiet and still. And then stuff starts happening. I had the bathroom light turn on first, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. I went over and I investigated that. And I went back, I sat down at the desk. 15 minutes later, I hear the pencil sharpener going.
Huh.
I'm like, I'm the only one in here. There's nobody else.
Wow.
And that's why you should never investigate by yourself. You should always have somebody there with you to, verify. But at that point, it just became a personal experience. Kind of like when the furniture was moving. Eric was across the way, so It's impossible for him to know.
It was weird. I just saw in the corner of my eye a person standing right at the door.
Oh, really?
At the corner of my eye. It wasn't my daughter, but right there.
There's nobody out there?
And there's nobody out there. Like, literally, it was weird.
You'll see the curtains move. You'll
Yeah.
hear footsteps. You'll hear stuff in his house. And you know what? I don't think it's anything bad, honestly.
No, nothing. I don't feel anything negative. It's just feelings and smells and just shadows, and it's cool stuff here. It's really good, and that's what we do. We come here to be like literally, I guess you call it scientists. I don't know, whatever you call it, but we're here to experiment. How can we get better in our experimentation with equipment and your body, your spirit, and your mind, and how it will affect us.
The first Delco experiment was done up there in the attic.
Oh man,
I've
too
got
bad we
I've
could.
got video of it.
I want to do the Delco experiment. I've been
We can
wanting
do
to
that
do
tonight.
it. Yeah, I've been wanting to do it.
All
So
right,
Yeah, Mike's awesome. He came up with
Yeah.
a lot of different things to do that with.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, we've got some really good people on our team too.
We'll do it live.
Yeah,
Go
for
live.
sure.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
awesome.
that was the first thing that
Check it
made me-
out.
That's one of the first things that made me really like, working with the teams is we take a scientific approach. We're trying
Yeah.
to look at it in a scientific
We're a
way.
scientific-based research team.
Yeah.
because
Science first.
I mean, you see so much on YouTube, and you see so many ghost shows and everything, and
Nothing's better
Yeah.
when everything comes together and we can have a psychic medium sense something and the equipment can verify it. That's
Yeah, that's awesome.
Amazing. Yep.
Awesome, guys. Well, we're gonna have to be kicked off here in a bit because I think there's another show after me. But thank you guys for having me here.
Yeah,
this
this
is
was fun.
awesome. And
Team had a good time.
oh,
Had a
dude,
blast.
I'm happy everybody that came on and had amazing talks with.
We'll do
everybody.
another one at a different location. How
Oh,
about that?
let's do it. Yeah, definitely. But why don't you tell everybody about the railroad? What's going
Yeah,
on there?
so if you go to, oh man, I can't pick it up. If you just Google Gold Coast Railroad Museum, Miami, Florida, I think it's gcrm.org. I could be wrong, but they do have a link there where you can help fund.
Hey, Danny.
If you want to give a donation to help save this place. Real quick, just to give you a brief history about this place, is that it used to be a naval base back during World War II.
Yeah.
And they stored the blimps there. And the blimps used to patrol the coast of Florida for German U-boats. And they had 3 hangars, and each hangar could hold 6 blimps. So
Wow.
imagine how big that is.
Yeah.
So in the 1940s, a hurricane came by. When the blimps caught on fire, when the roofs came off, when the blimps caught on fire, the whole place blew up. Several people died, and now there's a smaller hangar on the grounds with all these historical rail cars. You got the Ferdinand Magellan, which was like Air Force One. The presidents have ridden in that car. Truman, Roosevelt, Reagan, even Winston Churchill. You got a segregation car, you got an army medic car, and then on top of that, you got the remnants of the hangar that's there. So it's crazy active, it's huge. So I'll be promoting their private team events. I'll be putting it, like I said before, on the Warparty, social media, Facebook and Instagram, and you'll be able to go if you want. You can get it for the whole night, but it's going to be very affordable. I haven't worked out the details or the dates, but I'll be posting that as soon as I get that info.
Awesome.
There's clean bathrooms there. You can use the bathroom anytime, a real bathroom. And
Well, I know I need a, especially after Taco Bell, man. You got those
when
runs.
you're there all night, you gotta go to the bathroom. You want to go to a real bathroom.
Yeah.
You don't want to go to one of those fake little bathrooms.
You got 4 rails of rail cars in the inside of the hangar that go all the way outside and all the way down to the yard. That's how
That's
big it is.
crazy.
And their air conditioning is running, so it's not like you're sweating to death in the train.
Yeah.
And if you're, there's a lot of high EMF, but they're very accommodating. They'll shut down the whole power for you guys.
Yeah.
Ideal time to go is, if South Florida gets hot, is during our winter months.
Yeah.
You gotta save it though. You gotta save it.
Definitely.
Don't let it go. It's
Yeah.
the best place ever.
Just like other places we lose here,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us on.
Thank you. I've had a lot of fun, man. I can't wait to do some investigation now.
Yeah.
It's time to do the awesome stuff now. Time to get dirty.
All right.
So, awesome. Thank you guys for joining my Animal Podcast show. Please follow me at animalpodcast.com and on YouTube. Click and subscribe that button like crazy. Please follow my good friends Warparty here. And yeah, donate to the railroad.
Warpartyparanormal.com.
Awesome, guys.
And on YouTube and the podcast.
Yeah.
Check out the podcast. It's really good.
Yeah, we had an amazing
Every
time.
Monday night.
Yeah, I'll have to.
I need to get you on it.
I'm gonna have to cause some trouble on you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. They have a lot of good interviews. You can go back and watch the previous shows and like,
Yeah.
share, subscribe.
Awesome, guys. Well.
Oh, real quick, check out the Haunted Files on Paraflix as well.
Yep. So you don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, peace out.
All right.
We are not alone in this world. We are being watched. Join me on Animal Paranormal Live.
Hey, this is the ghost host Sophia Temporelli, and you are watching the Animal Podcast Show.